if the researcher didn't even have a sister, well, yeah, he wouldn't, because the researcher was a D class before. The sister was the D class sister, and then like the SCP changed his whole story to be a researcher instead of a criminal. Like he literally rewrote his whole life in that moment. So if the researcher had a sister or not doesn't really matter because it's not it's not real. And it's not even included, right? Like it would be more fucked if the researcher did have a sister. Like if they did have a sister, but then the SCP says like, "Oh, your sister's dead," so they're just like, "Oh shit, I don't." My sister's dead, and then like the sister would show like, "Hey, what's up?" And they would be like, "You can't be real. You must be an SCP. Seize her." That'd be a bit more messed up because then she's like, what is happening? I think that would be a bit more messed up than like a researcher that like, yeah, that's worse. The family tire swing. I'm gonna hurry up because I see that Cinder's online and she's doing a Mario Kart stream with the community, with the people in chat, and I wanted to be part of it. It was originally supposed to happen yesterday, but she postponed it to today, so I need to hurry. The family tire swing, as I said before. Save. SCP-1896 should be stored with the rope portion coiled and fastened with a sturdy cable tie. A sealed plastic cover is sufficient protection for the tire portion. The item is currently stored with the other bonifay. Here we go again. The bonifay family artifacts at Research Sector 9. See addenda. We did know that this will come back eventually. See, SCP-1896 is a cruelly. Wait, why did I say C? SCP-1896 is cruelly made swing consisting of a hemp rope approximately 3 meters in length and an automobile tire. If left unattended, SCP-1896 will fasten itself to an invisible anchorage. The object will hang with the tire portion suspended 1 meter above the ground, rope stretching vertically and looped as if encircling a horizontal support. Well, Mario Kart truly is my game. I got that down. You won't beat me though. For unknown reasons, this phenomenon will not take place while a human subject is physically observing the object. Video surveillance, however, has revealed that the rope portion of SCP-1896 does not levitate but moves jerkily as if being tossed. This toss will sometimes fail several times in succession before the rope lands successfully and anchors itself with several loops. Once suspended, the anomaly will remain hanging indefinitely. Attempts to sever the rope while the object is suspended have been unsuccessful. However, with some difficulty, the anchoring knot can be unfastened by hand, and SCP-1896 will fall to the ground. These efforts have revealed that the object's apparent anchor is not only invisible, but intangible. Subjects have extended an arm through the taut loop without a struggle or side effect. While levitated, the anomaly has been observed to rock and sway as if in response to a breeze, even while contained in a drafter's room. Less frequently, the tire portion will sag as if supporting weight and swing at measured intervals. If SCP-1896 is touched at this time, its motions will still and the weight simply vanish. I'll go be right back soon. No problem. Tests with human subjects suggest that SCP-1896 is capable of temporarily distorting the sensory perceptions of those who sit or stand on its suspended surface. The intensity of these distortions increases in proportion to time spent in contact with the object. Except from test logs 1, 2, and 3. Alright, test 1, 5 to 15 minutes. Procedure: subject seated on SCP-1896 in its suspended state or permitted to stand on the tire portion while grasping the rope. Subjects are instructed to remain in the same position unmoving until the designated time has elapsed. Subjects are prompted throughout the test to describe any unusual sensations. After 20 to 40 seconds, the majority of subjects report feeling a slight breeze, although all tests were conducted in a sealed room. Few of the subjects describe a sensation like sunlight, warmth but without accompanying brightness. After 4 minutes elapsed, subject and object begin a gentle swinging motion. Whether this motion is unconsciously caused by the subjects or the result of the anomalous breeze is unclear. Almost precisely at the 5-minute mark, 9 of the 10 test subjects visibly react to some stimulus, invisible to research staff. The only subject who does not react is D4399, a 35-year-old male who has been deaf since birth. These reactions are notably positive. Subjects glance around the testing room attentively, and several smile or laugh. Results: all 9 subjects, with the exception of D4399, who only experienced a tactile distortion, gave a similar report at the test conclusion. As time passed, each individual has become less aware of the testing room. The majority experienced the sensation of sun and wind, with several claiming to have heard the rustling of leaves and grass. When questioned about the visible reaction at the 5-minute mark, subjects described differing sensation with a common theme. Some claim to hear distant sounds of laughter, two describe the sound of a woman singing, and a few heard children chanting as if playing a game. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. It is worth noting that the few test subjects who regarded the experience as disturbing or unusual did so only in retrospect. Subjects invariably described their state of mind during the test as peaceful. Test to 20 to 35 minutes. As described in test 1. The first 20 minutes of the test proceeded with the same results as described in test 1. After 30 minutes elapsed, however, subjects grow markedly less responsive to audible or visual cues from research staff. This and SCP-1890 both have like more effects the more time passes. That's what they have in common so far. I know, of course, that they connected to the bonifay. The bonifay. After breaking physical contact with SCP-1896, subjects revert to prior levels of responsiveness and communicativeness. Results: subjects describe stronger, more varied sensation, predominantly tactile, but also olfactory and audible. Some remembered hearing the rustle of dry grasses or the sounds of insects. Others detect the distinct scent of smoke or wet earth. Subjects were unable to reconcile certain remembered details with prior memories or experiences. For example, while in contact with SCP-1896, one subject claimed to hear katydids. However, after completing the test, she could not recall hearing the sound of katydids, or even the word or colloquial name for tetragonits prior to the experiment, whatever that means. Test 3, 45 minutes to 1 hour. Procedure described in Test 1. The first 35 minutes after test proceeded as previously described. At the 40-minute mark, however, subjects grow unresponsive to the point of appearing catatonic. The arc of SCP-1896 movement increases significantly. Regardless of this increase in speed and motion, none of the subjects appear to be in danger of falling. After 50 to 55 minutes, the objects measured back and forth. Motion gives way to erratic, slowing spirals. The motion continues to slow until the predetermined hour is passed, sometimes ceasing altogether. Despite the increase and decrease in motion, subjects remain unmoving and insensible until the second party makes physical contact with SCP-1896. At this point, some subjects fall forward and others startle as if waking from sleep. As suggested by the result of Test 2, the longer contact with SCP-1896 was prolonged, the more vivid the subject's sensory experiences grew. In every case, recollected sounds and smells gave way to waking dreams of swinging under a tree in a wide field. Subjects described a similar setting with different details. 6 of 10 subjects recalled the sight and smell of burned grass. 5 subjects felt and saw bright sunlight, and 2 remembered the damp heat and glimpse of thunderheads. One detail was consistent in all 10 tests. At an unspecified point after the 40-minute mark, subjects claimed to have heard a voice calling out to someone. Some described the voice as a child's, others as a woman's or a man's, but all 10 reported similar reaction. The following excerpt is from the post-test interview with D8526 typifies the subject's description of this encounter. D8526. Yeah, I recognized the voice right away. I'm positive it was a woman's voice, but deeper than mine, you know. Maybe older. It was the same woman who was laughing before, but now she was calling someone. See, which the question subject appears perplexed. No, I can't really remember what she was saying. I just know she was calling someone. It made me feel really like, I don't know. It's weird, but I thought about playing outside as a kid in the street. Everyone would get called inside for dinner and you ignore your name a few times, but then you didn't hear. But when you heard your full name, it really meant business, and you just jump and run, you know. Subject shakes her head. Oh, it's a her. Well, too late now. Whatever. It sort of felt like that. Research her questions. No, it wasn't my name she was calling. I'm pretty sure it was, but I still felt like I should answer. I paused. Something rubs her eyes. I couldn't see anybody, but her voice kept coming closer, and first it sounded mad, like, get your ass over here now. But she kept calling and no one answered, and she started sounding really scared, like, please, please. Subject is visibly distressed, but collects herself, like, just really helpless. I never saw anybody, but I felt like she went right past me. I couldn't move or shout or say anything. Then she stopped calling. And then one. A similar tire swing has been identified in 10 of the 26 photographs contained in SCP-1890. Close examination of these images, particularly the distinctive rubber thread which corresponds to models from the 1920s, as well as the results of Test 3, strongly suggest that the object in containment and the object in the photographs are one and the same. I assume there was some sort of accident that happened with the tire swing. Because, like, the tire swing, like, you know, flips over like that, right? I feel like maybe some kid was a bit too eager. And, yeah, potentially. Who knows? Maybe I'm not analyzing this correctly, but that's how it felt.